What's up, MPX addicts? Welcome to the MPX Rehab. I'm your host, the hashtag certified Mark J. Williams, here with my co-host as always,
the voice of the MPX addicts, Kyle Smith.
And apparently our app or the streaming program we use doesn't like our
50-minute intro.
I guess, yeah. So here we are without it. But this last week was MPX's Shot Callers, which I wasn't there for because I was at APW watching Morgan Mercy defend against Nova Phoenix, Aaron Eagle defend against Marquise Jackson.
Later.
Okay, we'll talk about that one later. We have nothing for next week right yet, so why not?
Sir, we have a Monsters Ball birthday bash.
Yeah, what do we have?
Did I do that right?
I guess
Monsters Ball
Monster
birthday
Hunters
bash?
Ball.
Monster Hunter, all right.
Monster Hunters Ball birthday bash.
There we go.
Yeah. But, MPX Shot Callers 2023. A year ago, this show was my first attempt at doing commentary, and God, still hear my head
still hear Jamie?
yelling at
Yeah. No, it's I think this was actually a very good show to start the year off with. Kick off this 2023. It was very solid. Couple of surprising people debut here, but overall, yeah, I thoroughly had fun and enjoyed the card.
Well, you know what? Before we actually get to it, I just have one thing to say. Is finally. Of course, it would happen on the show I'm not there for, but finally we got listened to, and Hilda was in the ring.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
It
was. I got to see at least the end of it.
Yeah.
Somebody sent a clip of it to Lily, and I was so...
It was actually really good. And yeah, we'll talk about it more, but yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with it.
But let's go ahead and start with the pre-show match of the Texas Chainsaw Sky de Lacrimosa taking on the Mad Prince, Tony Prince. How'd this match go?
It was good. It obviously setting up for the X Factor title match that, the Children of Scorn won in that 12-rung ring ladder thing.
12 rungs of Christmas.
That thing. So we're setting that up, and I thought this match was good. We've seen Sky and Mad Prince Excessive Madness, be team partners together, go against each other, and chemistry's always there. It was good. It was, a solid, decent match. I think it served its purpose the most in the fact of setting up Gabe and Silver later. Because Gabe and Silver both on the outside with their partners. And just the kind of dissension and everything like that. It all started out kind of friendly and then did not end that way. It was, again...
considering the two teams, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and it's just... I think it's very different in the fact that, and granted, who knows where we're going with this, and you don't have to have face versus heel, but it seemed Silver and Sky were a little bit more on the aggressive heel kind of side, and the Children of Scorn were the, face, everyone cheering like us type thing.
Yeah.
Not as aggressive, which don't get me wrong, Prince and Gabe are very aggressive in every match that they do. But yeah, it was one of those where I don't know if that turn is kind of coming or if it's just for this match or we're teasing it. And later on, it's we'll talk about it, but
it's hard to imagine the possibility of the Lost Boys being heels as the Lost Boys.
And they've tried. The whole Crypt thing was originally
with the
kind
Crypt,
of heel.
that was one thing,
right?
Because they had Isaac Mazer there and Liar.
Oh no, he's never aggressive. He's the sweetest man in the world.
The special boy.
Yeah, he's the special little baby boy.
But going back to that, because Isaac Mazer was there to really kind of drive it home, and Isaac Mazer and Hardakis and the Crypt as a whole, was a great heel team. But every time that the Lost Boys, and at least in the last, in the last 5 years, every time they've come together as the Lost Boys, they have been like these super baby faces. I remember the first time that because the that one bodybuilding team that was supposed to come up, they couldn't come up because of the hurricane had hit.
Pump Patrol?
Were stuck. Pump Patrol?
Maybe.
Yeah. But they were supposed to come up and take on... I'm pretty sure it was Impact players at the time. And they came back, it was like, well, we don't have anybody else. Throw the Lost Boys out there. Yeah. But everybody lost their minds.
Yes. one of the most decorated tag teams in Texas, and especially at MPX.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the addicts have a special place in their heart for the Lost Boys. Now, those two men though, they can. They could definitely pull off a hill and be complete assholes and pricks and dicks and get the fans to hate them. They are good at what they do.
Oh, absolutely.
So are the Children of Scorn. We've seen Children of Scorn go both ways too. But again, I think the match was very solid to Matt Prince's point, because he's in the chat. And Silver didn't necessarily screw you out of the win. You got distracted because Gabe and Silver were fighting. So that's a little on you. Sky didn't lose focus. But yeah, like I said, the match was okay.
Hey Tommy,
and
we'll see you in about an hour, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, why are you? Shouldn't you be driving?
I think Gabe's driving.
I don't think Gabe's allowed to drive. But yeah, it's that thing to where, it served. This match kind of just served purpose for what happened later on.
Yeah.
But it was still a good match. Like I said, these four men, the chemistry is there either in singles or tag. We've seen it numerous times, every which way. So yeah, they always put on a solid match.
Yeah. And then we got started with the match, or the show itself, with the first match being Zero versus Levi Lucas versus Dragon Astral.
Yes.
I think this is the first time we've seen Dragon Astral in the singles at MPX, because last time he was there...
Yes, but it's still not really a singles now, is it, though?
True.
I mean, it's...
Okay, as a singles competitor.
Yeah.
Not as part of the Chili Boys or Chili Dragons or whatever they were doing that with.
Okay. The boy... Children of Scorn. I'm always going to call you the boys. Just get used to it. One, y'all are driving. Get the fuck off your phones. Number two, you can air your grievances later when you're fucking here. You're distracting me.
We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, Zero, obviously getting a huge reaction. Levi Lucas is always kind of a treat to see when he comes in. Someone that we've seen a couple of times, and always... I don't want to say impressed, because he is good, but it's one of those where you see him and you're like, oh, I want to see more. Oh, I want to see more. Like, you're seeing glimpses of what could be something really good.
Yeah.
And Dragon Astral, like you said, kind of being the that's
guy?
Creepy as fuck, Gabe, because I want to say it's true. They have a ladder. But yeah, having Dragon Astral
Scorn
there
gives them flight.
Oh God, is that what it is?
Yeah.
But no, Dragon Astral being in a singles multi-man match, yeah, it was entertaining and good. And it was a lot of back and forth. You had times where Zero was out of the ring. You had times where Levi's out of the ring. You had times where Dragon's out of the ring. Overall, it was all right.
Nice.
I think, honestly, it did kind of shock me the most because of MPX history and booking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Dragon Astral. Just because it's not going to be Zero, so
yeah.
But no, Zero getting the win and getting a huge reaction. It was good.
Awesome. Yeah. So Dragon Astral had a good showing then. Good.
Yeah, he did. I wouldn't mind seeing him again. There's a couple again. You're never going to have perfect match. There's a couple flubs here and there, especially when you do lucha.
Yeah.
That is always going to be flawed, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but with the things you're doing and trying to do.
Yeah.
If you don't have someone who is going to be able to base for you and stuff like that, it's always going to be a little difficult and always a little hard. But no, it was entertaining. It was good. I wouldn't mind seeing him back, and I've enjoyed Levi every time he's come in.
Well, I was going to say, it's like it's almost expected you're going to see some, like maybe a little bit of rough around the edges, because Dragon Astral, as far as I know, is like still in his rookie year.
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, as far as I care, he's good for where he is.
Exactly. And then before we get to the next match, which I did enjoy because I do like the Confident Cards, especially in this new attitude they have. They kind of interrupted a interview with the Children of Scorn, complaining, as they were right here, complaining about the match with Sky and Silver. And the Confident Cards have this new kind of heel, persona and everything going, and they pull it off really well.
Yeah.
To me, in the few times we've seen them be heel other places, I think it's better for them. I think they're more into it. They have a better attitude and mannerism, and everything they're doing right now is fucking working for me, and I love the Confident Cards as heel.
Oh yeah. It's especially weird for me, but also refreshing, because when we first saw Chip Mandalay, he was very much a babyface.
Oh yeah.
Like we're talking like, smiling at the crowd, waving, almost kissing babies kind of thing.
I think it's a lot like Kari. Mm-hmm. When Kari first came in, we're like, oh man, he's like the best baby face. You could never turn him. Mm-hmm. And then when he turns, you're like, I don't know how it's going to work. And then it works out really, really, really well.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with Chip and Chad. They are taken to it and they're running with it. And to me, it's working. Like, I hope we see it more. And given what happens here and what happens later in the night, I think the Covenant Cards are definitely going to be a tag team to stay around and kind of be a force of reckoning with this new attitude.
I hope so, because I think we've gotten to see them before they finally were able to compete as a tag team. Mm-hmm. We got to see them compete as a tag team once before that.
Yeah.
And I'm loving the way they're looking now. But Nathan Estrada being back as well, that's actually really cool. I'm sad I missed that, but
swear the fro's gotten bigger, which is crazy. But I think it did. Like, it's
entirely possible.
I feel like it literally doubled in size since the last time we saw him. Thing was massive.
I mean, it's kind of sad that Stevie Hendricks is doing so well in Purple Haze. But there was a team, so you know what? Maybe he can get back into that.
He was there, but the fro was a little short, and he was kind of working camera. But no, it was having Estrada there, and then his partner Luke Richmond, who to me is a debut. I don't remember ever seeing him there. Pretty much a legit wrestler. Like, he came out in the whole Kurt Angle, Chad Gable amateur wrestling attire,
really?
Headpiece. Pretty sure he took the headpiece off mid-match. But yeah, Luke Richmond out of Oklahoma. Enjoyed it, again, because of the amateur wrestling background. Amazing suplexes and bridges. Just looked really good. Him and Estrada were, I want to say this is maybe the first time they teamed together. It seemed a little rough at times. But Covenant Cards in there, pulling out the win. And like I said, given their new kind of attitude and persona they're going with, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I wouldn't mind seeing Luke again, especially in a singles action, because again, that's kind of something I like. I love the fucking Steiners, Taz, Dr. Def, Steve Williams, Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, those type of legit amateur wrestlers who are good and can go. But yeah, overall, thought it was great. Wouldn't mind seeing them back again. And hopefully, like I said, with everything that's going on with Covenant Cards, we're getting them a lot more.
Apparently, he's also teamed up with Luke Langley. So, Luke's of Hazard.
That makes a lot of sense and cool. I like that.
Yeah. But, look forward to seeing him eventually at MPX again as well. Confident Cards taking this one, though. Yeah.
Yes.
With, I think we're setting up for them to be a new, top heel team.
Yeah, I think so, and especially with what happens between the Gabe and Silver match, it's definitely looking like they are making a stake the claim that they should be in the tag team title contention.
Ooh, triple threat maybe.
Maybe. You can do that, but I feel that kind of cheats the whole ladder match winning the title shot, Like, now, if you do it later, fine. But if you do it...
haven't done something like that before.
I know they have. It always bugs me. It even bugs me when fucking New Japan and WWE and AEW, all the bigger ones, do it too sometimes. Yeah. It's just kind of weird, and I think
I'd have less of a problem with the idea of it if it weren't for the fact that the Children of the Scorn took that opportunity in a match against the Confident Cards.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think that's my first problem.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
like if it was the Sons of Mayhem or Purple Haze or one of the teams that isn't, already directly involved, wasn't already directly involved.
And that's the thing, like we were talking about, and even when we were doing the awards show, one of our biggest complaints about MPX has been kind of tag teams and stuff like that. And we had a lot of good tag teams last year.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping we're continuing that because
Agreed.
There are still some that are very good, like Purple Haze. I would love to see Purple Haze back.
Confident Cards keep going the way they're going. They'll be on that nomination list this next year.
Confident Cards are there. We still have the Sons of Mayhem. Like, there's a lot of teams that are, I think, in this right now. Now, yes, we are mainly focused on the Lost Boys and Children of Scorn.
Yeah.
But there are definitely teams that are going to make their waves. Even though we haven't really seen any teams out of it, you got to think the Entourage is eventually going to do something.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine. Best Picture just went and kicked some ass over in Borger, Texas.
Yeah, which I was I'm proud of Schaefer. He kept the ball in here. I didn't
Yeah.
know how it would work. It actually didn't look that bad.
No,
I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
I was actually surprised by that one.
It was kind of interesting. So I guess we'll see how long.
Maybe we'll get Best Picture back. Maybe LP and Schaefer or LP and Polly will team up.
Yeah, who knows? It's going to be interesting to see where we go with all this tag team division. I don't know about that one. We'll see.
I don't know if anybody knows about that one.
Yeah. But yeah, Conference Card's getting the win. Definitely making a name for themselves as a tag team. Up next, we have the MPX Addicts title match with Exodus Prime going against Kari Wright. And
match of the year contender right here from everything I've been told.
I think so. The match was solid, and we knew it would be. It's Exodus and Kari. Their first match was amazing. This one, same way. It was one of those where I was a little, and then we talked about last week, where it was just kind of, it's too soon. There's not enough build, and hopefully it continues. But then again, this is two decisive wins, and I hate to say decisive because they were very close, and there are times in moments where you're like, oh my God, Kari's going to win. But even before all that, to start the show, Kari came out and cut a promo. And Kari's got new music, and which it's okay. I really enjoyed. I know a lot of people hated it. I really enjoyed the Killmonger Black Panther. I thought it was great and fit him. But he cut a promo, and that's something that you need to give that man the mic more because he's good. Like when you think of the times we've seen him when it was with Civil Disorder, it was always Exodus or it was Gabe.
Well,
he had very little.
To be fair, the one time he came on to mainline, I had to look at him and go, "You need to come on to mainline."
I mean, but yeah,
when he had the other guys behind him, he was a lot more up front there. So I think it's mostly a matter of building his confidence.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Kari was good. He cut a really good promo, I thought, going at Exodus. Even fans that would say something and get everyone to laugh, he would turn around and cut back at them and jab them and then turn back. Like he controlled the crowd when they were kind of getting unruly to shut them all up, and still made his point across, and never really. There was one moment where he kind of you could tell he lost his train of thought a little, but it was very, very quick that he got it back.
Yeah,
like I thought Kari did really well, and I would love to see Kari on the mic more. And I've said it time and time again. I think Kari is one of the most underrated, underused talents that we've had, and I've said that for a couple of years. That man, I think, deserves a singles title run with the Addicts or with the Prospects. He needs to be kind of featured heavily. Yeah. And I was hoping this kind of gets to it, and it's one of those where it still can, because again, kind of trust the process. MPX with storylines like this has never really let us down. We'll always sit there, bitch, and kind of joke, be like, oh, it's too soon, or we should do this, or they should do that. But in the end, they work, and the matches usually come out, and the feuds come out really well. So it's one of those where I kind of try to take trust MPX, trust the process, let it play out before you fully judge. Yeah. Because again, Exodus won, he retained. It's still very close, back and forth, but there are moments where you're like, oh, Kari's going to win. But now this is two single mass Exoduses, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Yeah. So it's kind of like, where do we go from here? I guess the biggest thing out of this was Kari. Travis got knocked out. Pretty sure it was Travis. Got knocked out. Kari hits his move, the backpack stunner, I believe, or the flip over thing he does. Hit it, waiting for a ref. Ced comes in, 1, 2, kick out. He gets mad at Ced, nails Ced in the face, knocks him out. Travis backs up. They're doing something. Ced tries to, say, wait a minute, he hit me. It's a DQ. He hits him again anyways. Travis just like, you're not the legal ref. Kari turns around. Boom, mass Exodus. 1, 2, 3. So it's one of those where I guess you could make the argument, okay, Kari gets another title because he was distracted, whatever. It's just one of those where it's kind of mainly I guess because I want this to keep continuing. So it's how are we getting it to continue? Yeah.
I don't know. That's really interesting. It's like, because I'll admit, I was kind of hoping there'd be a little bit of a story, like Exodus defends against someone else this last week, and Kari comes in and screws that up.
Yeah, and it was even, like I was saying before, to start the show with the promo, it's one of those where you kind of, and it's probably smart on MPX's part, but it's one of those where he did it, and you're like, oh, this is it. He's going to win. This is it. Yeah. And just didn't happen. So it's one of those where it's like, I want it to continue because the matches are amazing. And I also want it because I think Kari finally deserves this title and push.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if this fight keeps going on the way it's going, then it's just going to end in a Hell in a Cell anyway. So,
Yeah. That would be amazing if we could actually do that.
Yeah, it would, actually.
I mean, for us right now, it's pretty much what, South Oak Cliff street fight or ladder match.
Yeah.
Those are kind of our blow-off matches.
Maybe a stretcher match.
Yeah, we've had a stretcher match before.
Mm-hmm. A couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something, Kari does something where he gets stretchered out and we go into it. Who knows?
So, okay. But then after that, we had the follow-up match to the pre-show match where Gabe took on Jason. And you said that this the whole thing with the Confident Cards led into this.
Yeah, so this was a really good match, obviously, because of everything that happened in the pre-show. They were super, super aggressive and physical with each other, which obviously it's Gabe and Silver, so they're going to be. Good match. It was very solid, but the biggest thing out of this was obviously the ref got distracted because Sky and Matt Prince eventually went at each other. The ref's out there, and then all of a sudden to the right of me, the Confident Cards jump the guardrail, jump in, nailed Gabe, roll out, Silver gets up, does his little move, pins him, 1, 2, 3. So the Confident Cards definitely are making a name to be in the tag. I don't know if they're making a name just against the Children of Scorn or if they're trying to make a name for the tag titles, because in their little interruption with the Children of Scorn, they did mention the tag titles. Does it
just be one or the other, though?
It doesn't, but it's one of those where, I don't know, to me, I was expecting when they both jumped, I was expecting them to attack both of them, to attack Silver and Gabe. The fact that they only attacked Gabe is kind of one of those where it's like, oh, so they're just at the Children of Scorn, but then in their vignette, they did mention the tag titles. So it's like, what are we doing?
Well, I mean, it's like they could look at the Children of Scorn as a, roadblock. For all we know, at X Factor, or MPX Factor, we could have new tag champs, and the Confident Cards will be the first one to go for their throats.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's possible, but again...
Hi, Tony. Congratulations on your management debut, bro.
No. Hi, Tony.
Yes, I know he's...
No, you did hi. No, hi.
That's why I was up here. Hi.
Oh, settle down. You're white. Can't do that.
Hand was up.
Jesus, how are we not canceled?
I don't know.
Because people love us too much.
No, either they just don't care enough about us.
That's very true.
Really
we kind of fly under the radar.
Yeah.
But no, it is one of those where, like I said, with the Confident Cards, they're definitely trying to make a name in the tag team division. If you're a tag team trying to make a name, would you not go after the champs and the top dogs? But instead, they're picking on the number one contenders. So yes, it kind of seems like it's going to lead to a triple threat, which again, it would be a good match. That's not what I'm saying. But it's a little weird storyline-wise of why that should happen when the Children of Scorn literally won that in a ladder match. At the
same time, if the Confident Cards are there literally forcing their way in with a no, we're not letting this go kind of thing. It's like...
they could easily do that, and they could also have a match where, next week or 2 weeks, it's Confident Cards versus Children of Scorn. If they win, they're in the match. Like, they could easily do something like that. It's just... I think it to me, in my stupid wrestling fan's opinion, because I'm the best and worst thing about it, it takes away from that ladder match win.
No, I do have to argue with that point now at this point, because you general fans aren't necessarily the worst part about it. It's the IWC. The IWC is the worst part about it.
But is that not just the wrestling fans in general?
It's a specific subset. It's the people who do the wave the other way, where they're saying hi to Kanye instead of Tony.
But yeah, Silver getting the win because of the Confident Cards involvement. And it was also one of those things where Silver and Sky didn't even really notice. So it's not like they were in on it or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see how all three of these teams kind of play out.
Yeah.
And then I think next is the match. I think honestly, what a lot of people were there for and most excited for.
I have to agree. Even with what we knew was going to be happening with the Addicts title, with the #1 contendership and everything like that, this one is the reason I'm actually sad I missed Shot Callers, because we have been for months stumping and saying, "Let Hilda wrestle, let Hilda wrestle."
No. There was a hashtag in front of that. Remember, if you hashtag it, it has to be true.
Yep. But finally, Hilda got to wrestle, teaming up with Skylar Slice against Alejandra the Lion and Erica Torres, of all people. And I didn't get to see much of it, bits and pieces, pictures, and everything like that, to include Hilda's absolutely gorgeous Meteora finisher on Erica Torres, of all people.
Yes.
This match, I can only imagine, was, from everything I'd heard, it was as exciting as you would hope it would be.
This match was very good. It surprised me because, again, people have heard me on this show before. I'm not the hugest Skylar Slice fan. I've just never been that impressed. This is the best she's ever looked to me here at MPX, because I've seen her a couple other places, but mainly she's been at MPX. And I thought this was the best she looked. Her and Erica worked very well. Her and Alejandra worked very well. And then Hilda getting in there and doing excellent against two. I mean, at this point, Alejandra is a vet. Like,
oh yeah, she started the same time I started going to indie wrestling.
Yeah, so. Because again, we had said last week, I was like, I don't understand Alejandra and Erica together. That's two of the, more established vet leadership on one side against Hilda and Skylar.
Skylar's been wrestling a while though. So
yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be split, but no. Alejandra and Erica, their chemistry as heels together. They did a vignette before. Yeah. The interactions in the ring, and they were great heels together.
That's actually the #1 thing. Is the last time Alejandra was there, the last time that Erica was there, they were both heels.
Yes.
Not together necessarily, because I think Alejandra was wrestling with the Camachos at the time.
Yeah.
And Erica was with Double D. But yeah, it's like they were. It was, they're both heels, and Skylar, last time she was there, she was a face. So the division was less vet newbie, or more, face and heel.
Yeah, it is. I figured, I don't know, maybe Alejandra and Hilda, or Alejandra and Skylar, because we've seen both Skylar and Alejandra play both.
Yeah.
Erica's amazing. I love Erica to death. I don't think I've ever seen her face.
The closest I've seen her to face is when she actually wrestled against her husband, and that was kind of uncomfortable to watch in public if you're not into that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, wasn't it when she won the title, Lucha Bertel? Wasn't she technically a face? Or was
she was a heel, because that's when ASF.
Defense?
Yeah.
Okay, it was who cashed in on her.
She came in and beat Chris Cruz. And was like, haha, screw you.
Right.
And ASF made the face turn, cashing in his golden opportunity to get the...
Yeah, that's right. But no, the match itself, very good, works very well, super pleased with it. Yes, there's things you can work on, obviously. I thought Hilda did very well. Like I said, the one thing I thought was I was always kind of curious about when it happened is, how's the wig going to work while wrestling? And, of course, there was an incident where it came off, and I'm like, unless you're doing the whole braids thing, I don't see why. Because, I mean, even when it came off, she's got great hair. Like, it still fits.
Okay, it was always for the character.
Yeah, but I mean, even her hair, it still kind of fits the character a little bit.
Yeah, true.
I mean, so it was just it's a little unnecessary, and I kind of hope going forward they don't really use it as much, because it's going to happen. It's going to come off.
Yeah, it's like for a wig, especially, unless you do the, like you said, the tie down where she braids it into her hair and everything.
Which again, you're only going to do that if you actually use it as a whip, like Bianca Belair. So if you're not going to do that all the time, and it's a pain to do that. I don't know if anyone knows that. But no. It was done very well, and then after the match, Hilda celebrating, getting a great reaction from the Addicts. Erica and Alejandra jumped them, and it was pretty much Erica over Hilda, just constantly beating her to the point to where Hilda had to get helped out. I'm hoping it's setting up for Hilda versus Erica, because I think that would be amazing.
That would be a really good match.
I think as good as Alejandra is, there's something about Erica, I think, that could really help build and mold
Erica could help
Hilda.
cover for whatever, it's like, because Hilda, despite having the training that she has, hasn't been able to wrestle much. I mean, she just debuted as Hilda over at Texoma Pro as well. So even when she wrestled those couple of times we got to see her before she became Hilda,
Yeah.
it's like she really doesn't have all that much experience in the ring
Right.
against an opponent at a live crowd and everything. So Erica Torres, with her, supreme veteran status, I guess, could definitely cover for a lot of the holes that would be there from.
Yes, and I think it's also it just matches up better with Erica's wrestling ability.
Yeah.
I think her and Hilda, I think she can really help, and I hate to say be a stepping stone, because at least in Addict's eyes, that's Hilda's going to win and be there, because we don't know when we'll get Erica again.
Yeah.
But to really help push, build, and propel Hilda to whatever we're actually going to use her for, I think Erica's probably going to be the best fit for that. And then to have that interaction afterwards and just kind of tease that matchup, which who knows when it'll be, if it'll actually happen. That's something I'm looking forward to a lot, is Hilda and Erica.
Yeah. But then we also have the main event, the Tommy Becker All-Star Matlock, the number one contendership for the MPX Championship at MPX Factor. Everything I've seen, this was a hell of a match. But then again, Tommy Becker, Matlock, you would expect it.
It was very good. It was one of those where, and I love how it's, because it is the Tommy Becker, just like it probably will be with Tatum on the X Factor, which, spoiler, Locke teasing the chops and never really getting to get them. I know every now and then there's I think he got them maybe once, but just constantly teasing and missing. That was great.
But then again, Tommy, would want to.
Yeah, the Tommy running away, ducking, saying no chops, everything like that was great. The match was great. I liked how there was more. God, I hate what I say, technical, as opposed to what people would think. Tommy just picking apart the ankle and knee and leg of Matlock, taking advantage of that, trying to set up that ankle lock, and then Locke trying to defend out of it. Which, I mean, yes, both these men are technical, but lately we've seen high flyer, quick, agile Tommy, and we've seen kind of just aggressive, beat the fuck out of you Matlock, and
rough style, or whatever they call it in WWE.
Yeah, rough house, rough style. And to see more of a technical side out of it, it was a great match. It really was. And then not being able to set up the ankle lock just right, got it a couple times, but still kicked out of it, reversed it. Just in the very quick, and I'm sorry I forget the setup, but just the quick into the brainbuster, the 1, 2, 3, great ending, and then Locke.
Oh, so that's what he meant by his brain is sawdust now. So
his ankle is sawdust, and Tommy is sawdust too. So everything setting up was great, and then of course it's all to fight Tatum at MPX X Factor, and of course Tatum's out there on commentary, came out with Cody and Tyler with their music, which I thought was weird that Tatum
wouldn't come out to his own music.
Yeah, exactly, because again, that's our MPX champion. He kind of deserves that. Like, it was weird how he just kind of really went in quick with them. Yeah. But it obviously came out, said, congratulations, now you got to fight me. Kicked Locke in the balls and just stood over him. Did the, I don't know what he's calling it yet. I hope it's Tatum, so he's got a fucking name for it, because the guy's good.
He's the golden child, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's the golden knee then. Just call it that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that V-trigger running knee to Locke looked amazing. That is something that Tatum has actually done, and done very well. Not that Tatum hadn't done anything well at all. I'm not saying that. But I really enjoy that flash knee he's starting to do. So hitting it on Locke and then just kind of standing over him with the belt, just really still making people remember that he is the champion. He's there.
Yeah.
That is one thing I like. I always remember, I can't remember the exact year, but it's 98 or 99. It's whenever Austin was really out and injured. But he was on every Raw. He may have not wrestled, but he always made a presence, because you were not going to forget who Austin was, and that he was the champ, and that he's the guy there.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this whole injury thing with Tatum. How Tatum is still there. Tatum's still on commentary. Tatum will still cut a promo. Tatum will fucking go hit Matlock. Keeping him out there with the belt to, honestly, in which no one's going to forget Tatum's champ. No one's going to forget Tatum's there. but just that reinforcement is really good.
That's cool. So which of them, you said either Matlock and Tommy or Curry and Exodus would be match of the night. Which one would you say?
Yeah, I mean, for me, as good as Becker and Locke was, I think it's Exodus and Kari as far as just the kind of build to it with Kari's promo in the beginning. I guess personally what I'm hoping that comes out of it, and just the fact that, yeah, there's something about those two men, I mean, because, yeah, the chemistry is there. Tag partners, best friends, opponents. It's amazing. So, yeah, I think Exodus and Kari probably to me was match of the night.
Awesome. Well, that was MPX's shot callers for 2022. Like I said, I wasn't there. I was actually at APW New Year's Brawl, which was actually a really good show. Crowd is about what you would expect for a place like that. It's not too different from Texoma in that respect.
It's your stereotypical redneck wrestling show? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, yeah. I mean, I think I had problems with maybe two people at all.
Yeah.
Not like, the people who were very much bordering on racism up in Sherman.
Oh, there's been flat-out racism at Texoma. That's one reason why I don't like it.
True. But
how Jerome has not killed some people at those shows, I don't understand.
He's a businessman.
He is. Fuck.
Give him credit for that. He is a businessman.
Yep.
But the matches that were there, the APW Cruiserweight Championship match was the start of the night. Balak Bridges, who when I first saw him, my first thought was, who ordered Tommy Dean on Wish? He looks good. But he was taking on the APW Cruiserweight Champion, Alec Bolsdale, who actually I kind of like him. Yeah. We've seen him over at MPX before. Iron Belly beat him in a dark match.
So then we didn't see him. It doesn't count.
Yeah, we totally saw him.
No, dark match.
Dark matches count.
Nope.
But this match, it was good. It was solid, technically speaking, but it felt a little slow.
Okay.
Kind of like the whole, how do I put it? Almost a practice match.
Okay.
Kind of feel to it. I don't know how new Balak Bridges is, so I can't say for sure on that one. But they looked like they were very much measuring out what they were doing, trying to pull off and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, technically speaking, they pulled off everything just fine. It felt a little slow.
Yeah.
After that, we had the...
Which is, I don't know, I guess it's kind of weird for a cruiserweight match.
Yeah, I know.
You think those would be more fast-paced?
You would think so.
Yeah.
But then we had the number one contenders match for the APW Heavyweight Championship as our very own highlight of the night. Joe Angelo Garcia took on the Soldier and Xander Slade. And I think we've also seen Xander at MPX before as well in another dark match. Once. Yeah.
See, again, dark matches don't count.
But he got a new haircut apparently, and when I saw that, I'm like, Tyler Jett, but Soldier. He was had the camo and everything like that.
Oh, don't wear camo.
Yeah.
You know my feelings.
I think he's actually is a vet, so.
Okay, I guess that's fine then.
He gets that pass. But, this match was actually pretty good. Joe knew exactly how to play the crowd. He came out and he started throwing mint gum at people.
Nice.
You need this. You need this. Went into his fanny pack, offered somebody toothpaste and a toothbrush.
Nice.
Some deodorant, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, God, Joe.
I love Joe.
Spraying axe into the crowd.
Yeah,
Joe's
sprayed
great.
axe into the crowd. That was it.
Joe is amazing. And yeah, kind of should know the crowd. I feel like he's worked there a lot.
He has, yeah. It's one of his more regular shows, from what I understand. But no, it was a good match. Xander Slade coming out with a win on that.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where that goes because I don't even really know who the champion is over there. So.
Oh yeah, he's not on the card. Okay.
Yeah. He didn't. He didn't wrestle.
All right.
But let's see. Then we had the women's championship match as Nova Phoenix challenged Morgan Mercy for the APW Women's Championship. And this was weird for me because Nova Phoenix was a face and Morgan Mercy was a heel. And I know that, it's like, yes, Morgan's really good as a heel and she's a heel just about everywhere else. But MPX, it was still just kind of weird to me because the roles were completely reversed.
And I think that's the one thing I wish. One, I wish MPX had Morgan more. And then two, I wish when she was there, she was heel. Because the times I've seen her heel, the clips I've seen, her just her look. She is a natural heel, and she pulls off so well, which is one of the sweetest people in the world. But when the music hits and the light hits and she's in the ring, you just absolutely want to hate her.
Yeah.
And she's so good at it.
I think it'll be a lot easier for her now that Hilda is actually wrestling. We might get a Hilda versus Morgan match.
If we got that match in that feud, honestly, kind of reminiscent of like Baby D and Athena, Baby D and Livy, when that was, the big matchups and everything like that. Having Morgan versus Hilda. Yeah. Having Hilda the face, Morgan the heel, that would be great.
The issue has often been, it's like either Morgan's going up against the guys, in which putting Morgan as a heel against a bunch of guys doesn't really track well.
Yeah.
Or she was taking on visiting women, who aren't MPX regulars, in which, the fans are almost always going to prefer to cheer for the hometown wrestler over the
and I think that is going to be the hardest thing, the hardest hurdle to get over, because especially at MPX we love our own, and especially the homegrown talent, and especially Morgan, like every time
unless
she
it's Chili
gets
Boys
a reaction,
versus Sons of Mayhem for some reason.
Yeah, who knows. Chili Boys are over everywhere apparently.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, they can do it, and I know Morgan can do it, and Morgan can do it well. They have to do something in order to get them to turn over. Much like Tatum. We had always said, we're like, there's no way people will boo Tatum now. No, Tatum gets booed quite well.
Yeah.
Tatum did very well at establishing, no, fuck you guys, you're going to hate me.
Well,
and he did.
It'd be real easy. Have Morgan come out and attack Hilda.
Seeing, I think that would work. But I think it would have to be the right setup. I think maybe they have to be in a tag first, and they're all best friends and buddy, and hey, I know what you're going through. It was hard for me to make it too. I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
And then, something happens. They lose a couple matches. Morgan feels like she's dead weight and just tries to beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And then you build the feud that way. I think that could work.
It could.
But, I mean, yes, I definitely would love to see Morgan. One, I would love to see her more at MPX.
Yeah.
And then two, I would love to see her heel persona, because, I do, not that the face is bad, but I do enjoy Morgan heel way better.
You like the Valkyrie more than Mercy?
Pretty much. Yeah. Even if her and Fitz, the No Soft Sounds, heavy metal, whatever the fuck they're called.
I don't know. The Angel of Death, the Valkyrie, that's a good team up there.
Yeah, if they were heel, they could dominate, and it would be amazing. That tag team as a heel would be great.
Yeah, that could work. But but this was also just, in general, it was a really good match. It was probably the best I've seen Nova in a while.
Yeah.
And honestly, Nova's gotten really good too. But this, Morgan was just on top of her game through the whole thing, playing the crowd really well. The match was really entertaining, really good. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing I've always heard about Morgan at APW. And obviously she's a women's champion, so she does well over there. But I've always heard she's very different, and there's something about her that in that crowd, in that atmosphere, she's like on.
Yeah.
And there's just something that clicks in her, and maybe it's the fact that she actually probably does hate most of that crowd, given her background and given what they are. It's very possible. There's a lot of pent-up aggression actually really portraying out.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
And it's also maybe just the fact that, let's be honest, they gave her a chance, and she's running with it and doing very well from what I've seen and the clips I've seen and from what I hear. So I feel like, Morgan not that she doesn't turn it up at other places, but there's something special about APW that she just goes.
Yeah. But then we had a singles match versus the hero of the people, Aaron Eagle, and
is he there too?
Yeah, he's the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the Midnight Rider, the hero, the champ, Marquis Jackson, and this one was actually a really good matchup between these two. And I'm talking not just like technicality. I'm also talking just the way they clicked with each other.
Yeah.
Because of course Aaron Eagle comes out earlier in the night, and he's it's only 17 seconds on the pose.
Did he still have the rock tan?
No.
Oh, okay. He already washed that off?
Yeah, he already washed it off. But, he comes out and he's like, you people need a real hero, and here I am. And he actually brings out, apparently one of the things Marquis Jackson has, being the Midnight Rider, he has comic books.
Okay.
Like, he actually got comic books of himself made. And Aaron Eagle pulls one out and starts just tearing it to shreds in the middle of the ring. I didn't think I'd hate Aaron Eagle so much in my life. How dare you treat a comic book like that?
But it's not like a real comic book. Although kudos to Jackson, that probably takes a shitload of money.
Probably, yeah. But when they actually got into the actual match of it and everything, this was actually really good. I did write the note here of Marquise looks good, but the way he is, I think if he had a much stronger technical base, he'd look a lot stronger. But he was trying to pull all these huge flying flashy moves, quick, flippy stuff pretty much. He missed on a few of those, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who saw that other than the other couple of wrestlers.
Did you do a flippy shit chant?
No. This is not a crowd that chants. But
they just chant racism. Got it.
Yeah. Actually, not racism, because they loved Marquis.
Oh, okay.
No, it's more homophobia. He looked really good. I think, honestly, if he would start with a very strong technical base and have a few big flashy moves he could pull off as like that, the high points of the match, it would just take it to that next level. God, he's going to kill me for this. And I'm not comparing you because I do not know this man. I do not know what he's talking about. But it's just what he said, it's clicking in my mind. Kind of like Brick, where Brick is a big, strong guy who throws him around, but can also do a fucking moonsault. Yeah.
Just standing moonsault at that.
Well, okay, also, Michael Schaefer does that too.
True.
He'll do power moves. So maybe Midnight and Leading Man is a better comparison.
Okay. Yeah.
So
either way,
you don't die.
Either way, you're getting killed, so it's fine. I just remember everything goes to you, so you get blamed anyway.
Yes, that's why I bring the peanut M&Ms.
But it
was still a really good match, and Aaron Eagle coming out with a win with putting his feet up on the ropes and everything. It's just like, I love it. I'm hoping they book him for the next APW just to continue that rivalry between the two of them, because I think that is a good story going forward.
Nice.
It's one of those things that kind of makes me wish that APW was more than once every other month, every month. I'm not even sure. But, I wish they were more,
They're not even sure.
That's okay. I've seen what their what some of their future slate is, and I'm excited for that. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be going to those shows too.
Nice.
But the main event was the tag team championship match, where the APW tag team champions, the Buddy System. God, it was so good seeing CT and Danny again. They even had the pizza gear and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Still barefoot?
No.
Oh,
no.
CT.
Good job. CT was wearing boots.
Good.
But they're the APW tag team champions. They got stripped of their titles because new belts were being introduced, and they had to fight a group called...
That's a reason you stripped the titles?
Hey
guys, we got new titles!
According to Rock Bannon, who I believe is the GM...
Yeah.
Okay.
According to Rock Bannon, he stripped them of the titles and said, see these new ones? It's the closest you're ever going to get to them.
Okay.
Everything like that. Brought out his hired muscle of the Reservation Environmental Defense.
That's... The initials are red, sir.
Yes, I know. That makes it even worse for me, because I don't even know if these guys are actually Native American, but they look like a bad spirit Halloween costume.
Can Red Chambers go in the group since it's red? I mean, it's red. He can join, right?
Would be the Irishman.
I mean, you did see Out of Sync debuted, so...
I saw that too, yeah. It actually was making me wonder. It's like, okay, who the hell is actually at MPX this week?
We still had a good
still had a good number of people. It's not like the last time nobody was there because everybody was out in Houston.
Yeah.
But this team, I mean, I think I would have had less of a problem with it if they were like also amazing in the ring, but they were passable.
Okay.
So really, the gimmick was distracting, but Buddy System came out on top, so everything's okay.
Well, and it's just me, and again, never been to APW, do not know most of these people, but just based off the clips I've seen from APW before and from what you're telling me and everything like that, why was not the women's title match maybe the main event, or even Eagle and Jackson?
I don't know. There was no story build up to the tag team belts
other than just the new titles.
Other than the new titles, and even that was introduced right at the beginning of the match rather than earlier in the night.
Yeah.
But they did have other things going on. Apparently, there was this one guy who has been suspended from active competition, and Rockmanon is having to keep him calm and not, go out and kill everybody. And Jason Burke, I think his name is the Kirby of APW, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Looks a little like him, but he also kind of has this. I think he's the owner.
Jason
Bruce. Thank you.
But yeah,
Jason Bruce. He got attacked from behind, and there's a whole storyline going on around that. I'm going to pay attention to that. I'm going to this. Going to this last show does make me want to go back and go see it again. Yeah. So I will definitely be doing that when they go to Alvaro, Texas, for the rest of the year. But they're going to have like the Headbangers there. James Storm is going to be there. Gangrel's going to be there. Yes, the Headbangers.
Isn't one of them dead?
I don't know.
I swear the skinnier one died.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. Like Thrash? Thought Thrash had passed. But either way, okay, cool. Gangrel would be cool to see.
No, Thrasher's alive.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mosh and Thrasher, yeah, they're both still.
Good for you to still be alive, Thrash. I'm sorry, I thought you were dead, and you'll never see this anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
But it's like, so just like that lineup of like, okay, I want to go to see them. I mean, it's like, I like James Storm, I like the Headbangers, that's nostalgia right there.
Yeah.
And Gangrel. Get to see him live twice in my wrestling, fandom, wrestling fandom career. That'd be great. But yeah, no, it was a good show. All in all, I really did enjoy it, and I do hope to go back. But we don't have any announcements yet whatsoever for.
We do. It's the Monster Hunters Birthday Ball Bash. That's all you need to know. Right? I probably don't have it right, but that's all you need to know.
The Monster Daddy Beer.
There you go.
But Matthew Palmer's birthday, apparently it's a big celebration for him. So,
what, you don't want to celebrate? You don't want to celebrate Matthew Palmer?
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
You don't need to know what's going on. It's MPX. It's always solid.
111th birthday.
111th birthday. Did you hear that?
111.
Yeah.
111.
It's a number.
I'm
bad at math, but I'm pretty sure that's a number.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you get tickets for that. And
After Dark's going to be fun.
Oh, we'll see y'all in a few minutes, guys. We got to get ready for After Dark. Mark out.
They're already ready. What are you talking about?
I know. We got to get this set ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not ready, but they are.
Yeah.